Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news. It's Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman, joining you here for this week's episode. And as we get started, once again, we come to you with a somber note, a tremendous loss for the Mvskoke Creek Nation as one of our treasured elders, or one of our traditional leaders, Ahilas Haya, Mr. Sam Proctor, that's known and loved by so many people in and around Mvskoke Creek Nation. And his family, those of us here that knew him. It's just a very big loss to lose Sam. And this week on Native News Today, we are going to pay tribute to him. And not too long ago, we had Sam on as part of our Elder Conversations series. A lot of people have watched it on YouTube. We really appreciate you sharing that. And today, we honor Sam Proctor by showing you Sam in Sam's words as we sat down with him to talk about life and all things Creek.
Enga ayui ogira nagi mage in obona dayat ada anjoku biles to hoin nagi des pomona itchen Jin hagi jawe beje den boatos jagajak ton dan yeston aleji edin imbona yagen hada nagides aboka yazak no ade mo abo hagen ohan london ayui an yejat hilma hil on doen obonaka tjadi imobonaka pumbonaka kanjabi bi alat istinazojin di Mvskoke imbonaka bonayad hagit und doesen man abay dehen allergic situation saga zakton man di Mvskoke im bonaka moin ehen la hadi jaziban si obonaka kitayat di Mvskoke imbonakan man kitaydi don owen jatskalgyo Mvskoke imbonakan idan obonayagen di zakkaga yadu mo madan Mvskoke imbonaka adigusin idimbona ibojolaga di don hayoat Jazuret James Rifkid after man hayoat madibago di bohos kiro nama tizakagayat chawan dagyo excuse me. I imagine the custom, the tradition, and our how would I say, our way we look. You know, I had one lady, I was in Tallahassee, Florida, and I had kind of, they had called me to come there, and they was having a festival. I took some helpers to go and was going to do a storm dance. And after we got through, I was going back to where we were sitting, and some lady stopped me, and he said, "What y'all done is just so good." He said, "I would do anything if I could become one like y'all." That's what he said. I'd give anything. But I told her that, you know, it's not us, it's the Creator that has given us this, you know. And so that's why I say that, and I'm sure y'all probably say the same thing, I'm proud to be an Indian. Yeah, that's the way I say it. There was one little boy one time, I was somewhere, I forgot where it was at, but anyway, he said, "Are you an Indian?" That's what he said, his little white boy. He said, "Are you an Indian?" And I said, "Do I look like one?" He said, "No." I said, "Why?" He said, "You don't have no," what did he say? He said something you don't have. I said, "Well, look at me again." He stared at me a little bit. "Oh yeah." So you sometimes, you know, you get to talk to, but I always have time for even little kid. I have time. That's what Mama said. I said, "I'm going to tell you 3 things that you need to abide by, or this." He said, "One of them is have love. Always have love." He says, "Be meek. Be lowly in heart." And if you have these in practice or live that, you will live a long time. I'll be 82 years old next month. No, April. I was born in 1933. In the rural community, it's about 4 miles from Hannah, Oklahoma. The little town of Hannah, 4 miles west. That's where I was born and raised. And just about a quarter of a mile west of where I was born and raised is our ceremonial ground, one of the ceremonial ground, called Muddy Waters. But they told me that where we at, Tallahassee and Mvskoke and Tukpavka was of the same farm. Tukpavka was located near Calvin, and Mvskoke was, the way I've heard it, was located close to just before you get to the river. That's what that's the, heard that, or I was told from my uncle. This was the tradition, or I guess you could say the rules of that. And they told me that even if he's a 100-year-old person, when he talks, and the Miko might be 15, 16 years old, when he talks, he said you're supposed to listen to him. That's what they told me. So the Miko is also have to be humble, and I know he is, and have to be humble. Love every doesn't make any difference. He's the one that looks at the kids. He doesn't want any of them to be sick, so he has to go out and talk to the medicine man, so that he could prepare the medicine for them to use. Well, to me, of course, I've never had this happen to me, and to me, I feel like that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? There are better ones out there. I told, I think it was Dan, I told him I was just a little guy. But, you know, and then we'll have to look at it. The Creator is the one that has something to do with that. You know, when something like that, I give him all the credit. I give him all the credit. When I was growing up, one of the things that I hated the most was to make a book report. And when you make during that time when you make a book report, you have to say it in oral. That's why I hated to stand in front of well, it was just the students, but yet I didn't want to do that. That was sort of kind of, I don't know how you would put it, but that that feeling that I had went away. I was in Albany, Georgia. They gave me time to talk, and those that were listening was over 2,000 people in that place, Albany, Georgia. They used to have a big powwow. I mean, not powwow, but celebration there. And that was close to Chia, the name of the ground, I believe it was close to that. So now, when they ask me, I get up there. First thing I know, I'm already. The word just comes to me. That's the way. So I said, well, maybe I don't want that education there. I got enough knowledge. They used to raise cotton, and I used to pick cotton there. They used to raise onions. I used to top the onions. The only experience or only thing that I had was labor, doing labor work, like hoeing cotton and picking cotton, threshing peanuts. That just, I guess you call that, but during that time in that area. But it's only took, while we haven't, how would you say, as far as getting the money that was just during the fall for a little while. So then after that, we had to do without. I was born and raised, maybe not hardly a quarter of a mile from the school where I started. And Mama used to make me a lunch, and I made just little ways, big old gallon bucket, you know. And one time, have you ever eaten blue bread? Have you had that? How about you? Yeah. How about you? You don't know what blue bread is.
I make some pretty good blue bread.
Oh. But yeah. But that's what he would make. She would make lunch, you know, blue bread, and maybe hominy or beans and salt meat, and put that in there. And they got to where they were little white boys were my neighbors across the road from me. I got this white looked in my lunch bucket, and that's just about all we had. And finally, they bring like bologna and stuff like that. And say, let us trade with you. I said, okay. I bet. So I traded a bologna sandwich for blue bread. and then another incident that happened. You know, like I say, sometimes when I'm just sitting here looking at the four walls, I think about what took place, you know, and that was having a big, sometimes community would get together and bring covered dish, you know, and have a big dinner for 4th of July or different things. And they was having it at our place. And they just started they just started in line. They was all in line going, getting their plate full. And by the time a car came up and coming in from the road and the driveway, and they hollered at me, said, go over there and invite them to come and eat. So I went over there, and these two guys had suits on. I mean, you know, they're all dressed up. Said, well, they giving you, and they want you to come and eat with them because they just started. I said, okay. They was really glad about, you know, being invited. So they come over there, and one of them was walking in front of him. The other one was talking, and I noticed, I was standing there, I was happy pouring drinks, you know, and I noticed, because we had plates and stuff on this end, the food was that. I see, first thing I seen him do was get that blue dumplings. And the next thing, he grabbed 2 slices of light bread, put it in there and made a sandwich out of it. He took a bite of it and said, boy, this sandwich is so good. He was eating nothing but bread. I started to laugh, but I said, no, I better laugh. My mama will get on to me about that. So, but that was a lot of times, you know, you see, so. But if it was anybody else, and if he was Mvskoke Creek, he wouldn't do that. That's about all I can tell y'all about that. Of course, I could, you know, have some more, but that's kind of a way they used to tell one another, the older people, when they gather around, and sometimes they used to come and and they used to come and tell each other stories, I guess, and sit around the far place if it's in winter time and tell each other. They wasn't in a hurry going home. Yeah.
Once again, our thoughts, our prayers, our condolences extended to the family of Sam Proctor, as well as everyone else whose lives that he touched with his kindness, his inclusiveness. That's been said about Sam a lot, and I agree. His inclusiveness to share his culture, share his Mvskoke heritage with people, and mostly share that wonderful laugh and those great stories that he did here with us today. And he will live on in our videos and in the memories we have of him. So you can check that out on our YouTube channel if you'd like to, anytime you want there on demand. Well, moving right along with our feature this week takes us to Tahlequah High School, Sequoia High School, the school of choice there, the Cherokee Nation school. And we actually have a creek over there at Cherokee Nation's Tahlequah Sequoia. Miss Maddie Lamb, she is our junior miss. She won a national contest with an educational initiative, and she got to have a party there at school and draw a neat mural that will always be there at the gym.
A couple months ago, back in November, I got an email from Get Schooled, and I had been following Get Schooled since like my freshman year, I think. So I had always got updates on like contests that they've been doing and stuff. So I checked it out, and I was in class. I was in like college prep class, and that week we had to complete 4 scholarships. So it came up as like a scholarship type thing. So I was like, oh, okay, I can enter this, and it'll count as one of my scholarships. I'll be done with one. And my friends were like, oh, you should really do it. Like, you could win, because it said, enter 150 words over bullying prevention and how you prevent bullying in your school. And I was like, okay. So I checked it out, and I wrote the 150 words, and I said, like, as Junior Miss Mvskoke Creek Nation, my platform is teen dating violence awareness, and how that ties in with bullying, and how we prevent it in student council here, and we have a lot of bullying prevention stuff just going on all throughout the year and all the time. And I didn't really think anything of it. I think like a month passed or so, and I got an email that said that I had been selected as a finalist, which is, there were 21 that came out of over 400 people that had entered it. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I didn't think I would even get that far. And it said that I would have a week to have people vote for me, and whoever got the most votes would get the DJ dance party, $100, and a Microsoft Surface Pro. And so I just had all my friends vote for me, and a couple days passed, and they were like, well, what is this even for? Like, I didn't really explain it to them. And I said, well, if I get first, then we get a DJ dance party and $5,000 worth of Taco Bell. And I think that's what like gave people motivation to like actually vote for me, really. But I don't know, it was just like, after I said that we would get food, everybody was just like, okay. So like all throughout school, it was just like everybody was voting for me, and in class, and it was really awesome to see like everybody like come together like that, just because they wanted something like this. And I was hoping that we could do it, because Sequoia's never had anything like this. And so I ended up winning, and which was really cool. And I think it was a couple weeks into winning, they called and they said, we have some extra funding, and we've never done anything like this, but do you have any artists at school? Like we want to fund a mural. We'll supply the paint and the paintbrushes and everything. And my principal was like, actually, Maddie's an artist. So that just kind of like worked out. I started working on the design with Dana Tiger and Daniel Horsechief, and we came up with this design back here. And we sketched it up on the wall, me and Dana and her family and my family. We came over during Christmas break, I think it was, and we just sketched this entire thing on the wall. And right whenever we got back to school, we had like 5 days to get it done. And so we had all of the entire school helping with it. We had them working in shifts. We had the freshmen working on the freshman section, the sophomores working on theirs, and so on. And what we did was, this is our senior gift to everybody. So like the past seniors, they'll give like a gazebo or some picnic tables or something like that. And so I decided that I wanted this to be like our senior gift, because that'd be really cool. Like nobody's ever done anything like this. So we signed our names in future, and so that it says class of 2017, so they know that it's like from us, and that's really cool. So I don't know, it just worked out really well. Everybody, joined in on it, and everyone was really helpful and didn't complain or anything, so that was good. That was really awesome, being able to have Dana help me out with this, because my grandpa, my Boja, he has been good friends with Dana for a long time. So I knew that I was hoping that she would like help me with it, because I had looked up to her, and being an artist and her being an artist, I really was inspired by her, and so I was just like, man, that'd be so cool if she would. Like, I didn't really get my hopes up, because I didn't want to, be disappointed. But after I told her what it was for, and it was for Sequoia, both of our kids have graduated from Sequoia, and so she was very eager to help all of her. I mean, her daughter came down and her grandson, and we helped. It was a lot of fun. So just being able to have her here and to be able to be a part of her work, and she's part of mine too. So that was really cool, being able to collaborate, and it's always going to be here, so it's always going to be a reminder. So it's really awesome that she got to help.
And that'll do it for this week's episode of Native News Today. We certainly hope that you enjoyed our program this week. Maddie Lamb, once again, doing great things over there at Sequoia High School, and representing Mvskoke Creek Nation very well as our junior miss for this year. She has about 3 or 4 months before that reign is up, so she has time there to do a lot more great things as she finishes up her year as junior Miss Mvskoke Creek Nation. Also, again, to the family of Sam Proctor and all of those of us here that knew him and were touched by his kindness and inclusiveness and his just that warm smile and that wonderful laugh. Sam was a great guy. He's going to be missed. So we want to thank those of his family for sharing him with us for all these years. Well, if you can't catch us on YouTube or here on the CW, always check us out on our social media sites. We love to get in touch with you, the folks out there, to see what's going on here at Mvskoke Media. Don't forget to visit us at mvskokemedia.com as well. For Jared Moore, Devin Luck Singer, myself, Jason Salzman, we'll see you guys next week.